Who will be the villain of the new Toy Story movie? During this year's Disney Expo, called D23, we had several revelations and first impressions of Disney projects that will be released soon. These include Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, among other original projects. Undoubtedly, one of the most attention-grabbing was the first impressions of the fifth installment of Toy Story, and this is due to several reasons. Starting with the fact that Woody seems to be back in the franchise, there is also the fact that this movie will be touching on a topic that, despite being very common, is immensely discussed, rather criticized, and that is that the plot will be based on the toys against technology. Not only this, but as the main villain we will have an army of 50 rebel Buzz Lightyears who stayed in toy mode, who pose a great threat to everyone. How will we be seeing Woody rejoin the other toys after the end of Toy Story 4? What will be the main goal of the rebel Buzz Lightyears army in this movie? What will be the main goal of the rebel Buzz Lightyears army in this movie? Who is leading them? How does all this connect to the conflict of toys versus technology? In this video, we'll be discussing all these details. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Before we get into everything we're possibly going to see in this fifth Toy Story installment, we should revisit the events of Toy Story 4, specifically those involving Woody, to understand where we are in the story. In Toy Story 4, Woody faces a profound internal struggle as he deals with the evolution of his identity and purpose. Once the unwavering leader and favorite toy, Woody finds himself pushed to the background in Bonnie's room, often left in the closet, while other toys take center stage. This change makes him question his role and his value. When Bonnie creates Forky, a spork-turned toy who struggles with his own sense of belonging, Woody takes it upon himself to guide Forky, seeing it as an opportunity to regain some sense of purpose. However, Woody's journey takes a turn when he encounters Bo Peep, now a lost toy living independently. This reunion forces Woody to confront the possibility of living beyond being a child's toy. As they work together to rescue Forky from Gabby Gabby, Woody struggles with his loyalty to Bonnie and his growing realization that he may no longer need to be tied to one child. In the end, Woody makes the heartbreaking decision to stay with Bo Peep and start a new life, helping other toys find their way, and leaving behind the identity he had clung to for so long. It is a journey of self-discovery, acceptance, and courage to let go and embrace change. So if we saw that Woody was left behind with Bo Peep, how is it possible that in the preview we were shown he is in Bonnie's room with the other toys? As we explained, during this fifth installment, we will be seeing how technology will be replacing toys. Therefore, we will be seeing how Buzz, Jessie, and the others will be going through the same thing Woody went through in the fourth installment. They will feel lost and without purpose. This is where we will most likely see Buzz being the new leader of the group, resorting to seeking out Woody as a last resort so that he can see for himself what they are facing. Woody gives in and realizes that his friends are in a dark place, one that is perhaps worse than the one he was in, as we're not talking about being replaced by another toy, but rather they are facing being made obsolete by technology. This situation can end in two different ways. One being that Bonnie will eventually give up her obsession with technology and go back to the way things used to be. Or perhaps, and this is the most likely, we will eventually see these toys join Woody and Bo Peep, leaving behind the life they once knew and enjoyed. On the other hand, we have the fact that there will be an army of 50 Buzz Lightyears that are in toy mode, and thanks to this, they pose a big threat. I know this can be a bit confusing, as we've previously seen that Buzz Lightyear has a second mode. I am of course talking about the demo mode, which we saw in the third installment of this franchise. In Toy Story 3, Buzz Lightyear's demo mode is a factory setting that resets him to his original Space Guardian personality, erasing all memories of his life as Andy's toy. This occurs when Lotso's gang captures Buzz at Sunnyside Daycare and switches him to this mode, leaving him with no recognition of Woody, Jessie, or the other toys as allies, but instead sees them as potential threats, or civilians in need of protection. This means that whoever was delivering the lecture was wrong to say that they were stuck in toy mode and actually meant to say that they were in demo mode. This may well be the case. But let's remember that the Buzz Lightyears we were introduced to look different than the Buzz Lightyears we've seen for years. And this one made it clear that these 50 Buzz Lightyears are commemorative. And there is a visual aspect that lets us know that these are different. I'm talking, of course, about the light on their chest. So we can assume that these Buzz Lightyears are not the same as the traditional Buzz Lightyears. So what leads to them being the villains in this movie? Well, before we got the version we know today from Toy Story 3, there was a very different version of this one. The plot goes as follows. When Buzz Lightyear starts malfunctioning, the toys decide to send him to the Waka Waka factory in Taiwan, where Buzz was created. Buzz was sent there against his will, after accidentally hurting Andy. However, Woody and the gang discover that all Buzz Lightyears are being recalled for having this same problem. Fearing that their Buzz will be replaced or destroyed, they embark on a quest to save him. Speaking of which, the Space Guardian will encounter other recalled toys, as well as a new version of himself called the Dax Blaster. However, things will go south for Woody and the gang, as their journey to get to Buzz won't be easy. This story was discarded and replaced with what we are familiar with today, but it lets us know what we may be facing. What if in this next movie we see a conflict similar to this discarded plot, and the toys that were removed are the commemorative Buzz Lightyears, and that is why we see them as the main villains? What if the one controlling them is a villain we have seen before? Will we see the return of Emperor Zurg? This could be the case, and maybe it connects to the main conflict that the toys and technology are having. Because if we see that these lights on the chest of the commemorative Buzz Lightyear represent some kind of wireless network connection, it could mean that they are being controlled from the factory where they were created. Not only this, we could see that Zurg is behind all this, and that thanks to his acquired power, he may be influencing the lives of Bonnie and other children by using technology and trying to make the toys obsolete. Who knows? Maybe it's another toy who is behind it all. A candidate for this could be Dax Blaster himself, or a more modern version of him, and we might see the toys teaming up with Zurg in this next installment in order to defeat him. But if we go by the sequence of the movies, the toys will most likely end up en route to a new life, accepting that Bonnie has changed and things will no longer be as they were before. But tell me, what do you think about all this? Do you think we'll be seeing the end of the toys story? Do you think we'll be seeing Zurg again in this 5th installment of the franchise? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on the Oasis Geek.